Hi guys, today I am going to show you how I have my entire kitchen organized. I'm mostly going to be concentrating on the kitchen cabinets and drawers because I've already done detailed organizing videos on my pantry, my fridge and freezer, my spice cabinet, my coffee cabinet, and under my kitchen sink. And I give a lot of details in those videos, and I don't want to make this video too incredibly long, so I am going to link all of those videos below, and I will show you inside of my kitchen cabinets and drawers today. One thing to keep in mind when you are either moving and organizing your kitchen for the first time, or if you are reorganizing it, is that sometimes you just really need to live in a space before you have it down the way that you're going to keep it, especially the kitchen. I organized my kitchen and put everything away when I first moved in, but it did take a few months to get everything exactly the way I want it. You'll just see how you use your space and where you want to reach for certain items, and you just might have to reorganize it a little bit over time. I am going to start by showing you everything in my cabinets, and I'm going to start with the one to the left of my kitchen sink. And I did want to say that my organization is very simple. It isn't anything complicated, and you don't have to spend a whole lot of money. It does function very well for a family though. So in this cabinet, I have our dinner plates and our salad plates here on the bottom. Above those, I have these large bowls that are great for pasta and rice dishes. All of my dishes are from IKEA. And next to those, I have three different sized bowls that we have. We do have a lot more bowls. A lot of them are in the dishwasher. I have teenagers, so our dishes tend to accumulate in the dishwasher. Above those, I have some serving dishes. A lot of my serving dishes are in a different cabinet just because they are larger and they wouldn't fit in here. In the cabinet to the right of my sink, I have all of our glasses. We do have a lot of glasses. Some of them are in the dishwasher, but I think it's great to have a lot of glasses because that way when you have company, you don't have to keep, rewashing things. Above those, I have a lot of bowls that I use for either storing leftovers or mixing things when I'm baking. So what I do is I keep the lid with the bowl. So it's either stacked on top or under the bowl, and that way I don't have to dig through a big pile of lids to find the one that I need. And I have been doing it this way for a long time, and it just works out really well. I think I'll just do my top cabinets first, and then I'll show you the bottom cabinets and the drawers. I did a whole video on my spices and vinegars and oil, so I am going to link that below, but I have those here on either side of the stove. My spices are here like I showed in the other video, and I have my measuring cups and spoons right here on the door. And since I already explained all of that and what I used, I will just link that below. Above my stove, I have these baskets for all of our little bowls, and we are all tall, so we can reach these just fine. But if you have younger kids, you might need to put these in a lower cabinet. But I just have these baskets from the Dollar Tree. I use Dollar Tree labels and a chalk marker, and I just have all of the little bowls in here. These are from the Dollar Tree. And then I have all of the lids in this one. I separate grapes and things for lunches, and I take those with me after I work out. So it just makes it easy for me to grab this basket and then this one with the lids. I have additional bowls in there as well. These are some glass bowls. And over here I just have some thermoses and things. In the cabinet next to our refrigerator is where we keep all of our coffee mugs and water bottles and things like that. Our coffee maker sits on the counter just below this cabinet, so it makes sense to have the coffee mugs here. I did a whole video on how I organized my coffee station, so I will link that below. But this drawer below the counter is where I keep all of our coffee and teas and everything. Now I'm going to talk about what I have in my lower cabinets, and then I'll discuss what I have in my drawers. So in here, this one isn't very exciting. Basically, I just have some extra things that I use for decorating the breakfast nook table. So I have a few vases in there and some placemats that I use just for decorating. And then John's lunch bag is in here as well. This is everything under my kitchen sink, mostly things for cleaning. And again, I did a whole video on that explaining everything. But I just have everything divided into little plastic storage bins. I use labels, chalkboard labels, and wrote on those with chalk markers. And then here I have all of my baking sheets, muffin tins, and my cooling racks for baking. I did get this little rack here from Home Goods, I believe, and it just fits in there perfectly. This is just a 12-inch cabinet, and it's perfect for baking sheets and things. Over here to the left of our stove, we do have a Lazy Susan, and I've never had one before, so I wasn't sure what I was going to use it for because we do have a pantry, and we also have some kitchen storage down in our basement. So we have another kitchen down there with lots of cabinets. So this was something I wasn't sure how I was going to use. And when they put this in, when the contractor put it in, he said not to put heavy things in here. So I chose to use it to put our lids for our pans because I am going to use them, you know, obviously on the stove. So it just makes sense to have them there, and they aren't very heavy. So I just have all my lids for my pans there so I can just easily grab them. And I have a few of my stainless steel pans below as well. In the cabinet to the right of the stove, I have all of my cake pans and pie pans. I have loaf pans back there. So all of these baking dishes, and I have a few extra ones back there that I don't use a whole lot, and I have a cake pan here. This cabinet below my coffee maker is really large, so I can fit my larger serving dishes and platters under here, so this is a great spot. And also we don't get into this cabinet very often. I'm pretty much the only one that takes things out of it, so some of my nicer pieces that I don't want to get moved around a lot are here, and it's a great spot to just keep them under there. So all of those are there, and then I have two of these Pyrex dishes with lids that I use often right there on this. And my cabinets do have these pull-out drawers, which is really nice. I chose to keep our flatware in this large drawer, which is to the left of our sink, but it's also closest to the table. And I love that it's nice and big and I can fit a lot in here. I got this bamboo organizer from Home Goods, and I believe it was around $16.99, but it's nice and big. It fits all of my flatware and serving utensils, and you can expand the organizer to fit your drawer perfectly, which is really nice. So I have all of our utensils in there. In this drawer here that's above the 12-inch cabinet, I have my oven mitt and hot pads because my oven is right here. So again, it just makes sense to keep it really close. And I have all of my wash rags here. Some of them are in the washer, but I wash the dishes right here, so it's just nice to have it right there and easy to grab. In this drawer here, which is to the right of my stove, I keep all of my cutting boards and my rolling pins. I usually do my cutting and chopping and things on my kitchen island, so it's easy for me to grab, and also the drawer was large enough to fit everything. I'm going to show you how I have my kitchen island organized. I was so thankful to have this additional storage, but I will say that no matter how large your kitchen is, I think it's so important to get rid of things that you never use. So even though I have extra storage and I don't even have all of my cabinets full, I still get rid of anything I never use because I don't want the additional clutter and I don't want to have to dig through a bunch of stuff to find what I need. So this isn't really anything fancy inside, but I keep all of my pots and pans here because my stove is just to the left of me, so that way I can easily grab these. This does have pull-out drawers, which is really nice. I usually do my cutting and chopping on my island, like I mentioned, so this is just below my countertop, and this is just a little chopper that I use a lot. I have a large glass measuring cup and a juicer back there. Over here to the right, I kept some of my heavier pans that I don't use on a regular basis, but there's plenty of room for them in this island, so it was a great spot. This actually came with our stovetop, so I just put it in here so that it's out of the way and I don't have to constantly clean it if things get on it, but it's just a griddle for the stovetop. And then I have my cast iron skillet and my Dutch oven. My old kitchen was red, so I have those. And then I have the colanders here. And then in the drawers, again, I got rid of a lot of stuff that I don't use, so it's just very simple things. But I have most of my cooking utensils here in this container to the right of my stovetop so that I can just easily grab them while I'm cooking. But these are some additional things that I don't always use. So I just have this with my can opener, a little biscuit cutter, a pizza cutter, and mashed potato masher, whatever that's called. And then in this drawer, I just have my cheese graters and just a few extra things that I need. And again, I just have them in here because they're easy to grab when I'm working on my island. In this drawer, I have my kitchen towels. The sink is right behind me over here, so it just makes sense to have them in here, and they wouldn't all fit in that smaller one that I had the washcloths in. And then I have my drying mat here, so we just fold it up and put it in here when it's not in use. And then, like I said, we eat our meals mostly at the breakfast nook. It's really bright. I don't have the shades closed, but we eat them here, and it just made sense to have all of our cloth napkins in this drawer here right next to the breakfast nook. We use cloth napkins instead of paper, so normally I have tons, but they're actually in the wash, so it just made sense to have them there. I am going to link my pantry video, like I said, but I do keep a lot of my smaller appliances in here, and obviously all of our food. And I think I mentioned it already, but we do have additional storage in a kitchen in the basement. So I shop at Costco, so I keep the large bags of food and all that down there, so that's really nice. But I'm going to link the pantry video below so that you can see exactly how I had that organized. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and maybe it inspired you to organize your kitchen, or maybe just get rid of a little extra clutter so that you can easily find everything that you need. Thank you very much for watching.